Hi, Mr. Ko again. Today's topic is multiplying fractions. And our goal for today is to multiply fractions. Alright, a couple of fraction tips again when you're multiplying. First one is to change whole numbers and mixed numbers to improper fractions. And then secondly, to simplify. Now, normally in adding and subtracting fractions, you have to have the same denominators. Not so for multiplying, okay? So just make sure that it's not necessary. You could, but not necessary. You'd just be doing an extra step. Alright, let's go ahead and multiply fractions. Here we have 3/8 times 1/8. And the only thing that you have to do here is to just multiply straight across. So 3 times 1, and then this time, 8 times 8. So 3 times 1 is 3, 8 times 8 is 64. Go ahead and check to see if you can simplify any further, and I don't think you can, so you're going to leave it at that. And again, normally you'll see a multiplication sign as in a little dot that's right in the middle, not like a decimal in the bottom, but like a dot in the middle. Or sometimes you see the little X. You're going to start seeing it that the little X is not going to start up here, just because when you're starting to do the pre-algebra and the algebra, the X does get a little bit confusing if you're figuring out if you're either multiplying or if that's a variable. Okay. Here, you're going to see it in a different manner again. If you see parentheses next to each other with no operation in the middle, no adding or subtracting, then that basically means you are multiplying. And the same thing up here. Doesn't matter about the denominators, you're just going to go ahead and multiply the top. 3 times 3, 8 times 4, you get 9 on the top, and 32. And again, check to see if you can simplify. Alright, so our next one is multiplying fractions with whole numbers. So what happens when you see a whole number? Well, just like what we said before, anytime that you see a whole number or a mixed number, you want to change that into an improper fraction. So here we have a fraction, here we're going to go ahead and change it. So first of all, let's just go ahead and make it look like you're multiplying fractions. So here we're going to keep the 2/3. That's the same thing from right here. Here we're going to multiply again. Here we're going to change the 4 into 4 over 1. Now, if you look at it, 4 over 1, think about if this is a division problem. 4 divided by 1 is still 4, so we didn't change the value, we just changed how it looks to make it easier for us. Now all we have to do again, multiply straight across. 2 times 4, 3 times 1, and you have 8 over 3. Now if you notice that that is an improper fraction, and your final thing is to simplify any improper fractions to mixed numbers. So again, just look at it and go, okay, I know that 3 is going to go to 8 2 times. That's 6. Subtract 6 from 8, you have a remainder of 2. Keep that same denominator. Okay. Alright, let's do it on the next problem. What happens if your whole number's in the front? You're going to do the same exact thing. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and just do this as a shortcut. And you can again do that as well, or you can rewrite it out. Here, I now have 10 times 5. On the bottom, I have 1 times 7. I now have 50 over 7. And then do the same thing. That's an improper. We're going to change it into a mixed number. How many times does the bottom number go into that top? That becomes 7, and that's your whole number. You have that 1 remainder because 7 times 7 is 49. Subtract it from 50, you have 1 left, and then keep that same number. Alright, so far, pretty simple. Okay, now we're going to go to the third step, which is to multiply fractions and mixed numbers. So here we have a mixed number and we have a fraction. And just like what we talked about before, we're going to change this into an improper. Again, multiply this, add that. That's going to give us 4/3 times 2/5. Then multiply straight across. So you now have 4 times 2, 3 times 5, and that's going to give us 8 over 15. Okay, check to see if that could be simplified, and if it cannot, you're done. Alright, let's go ahead and make this one how we normally see it. So first of all, we're going to change this into an improper, so that becomes 4 over 1. This, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing like what we did here. Multiply and add. So that's 16 plus 1, that gives us 17 on the top over 8. Okay, so multiply straight across, you should see 4 times 17 over 8. So 4 times 17 is going to give us, 4 times 7 is 28, 2, that's 68 over 8. How many times can 8 fit into 68? Well, the answer for that is, well, think about it. 8 times 8 is 64. That's 8. Then we have 4 left. We have 4 over 8. And we can simplify that even further. 4 over 8 is the same thing as 1/2. So our final answer, simplified everything, is 8 and 1/2. Alright, and then now let's go with the very, very final one. We have two mixed numbers that we're going to multiply together. So let's go and multiply 3 and 5, 6 times 2 and 1/2. That's your multiplying this, change to the improper plus. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 5 is 23 over 6 times, and that's going to be 2 times 2 plus 1, that's going to be 5 over 2. Now, same thing, multiply straight across. You're going to have 23 times 5 over 6 times 2. 23 times 5 is 115, and over 12. 12 goes into 115 about 9 times, because 12 times 9 is 108. 108 subtracted from that, you'll have 7 left, and 9 and 7 12s. Check to make sure if you cannot simplify anymore like the one previously. And that's it, you're done.